Hey everyone, this is Dr. Jones with another weekly video message, hoping to bring a little bit more reflection and thought into your everyday lives. So this week, I want to tell you a couple stories, and I want to tell you a couple stories to get to the idea of perception and present and being present. You know, we often fall victim to the idea or thought that whatever our current present is the most important thing, and that's our perception. But what that does is it often causes us to either miss or dismiss certain facts along the way, those facts pretty much being other people's present and their perception. So let me tell you these stories. I'm standing in the kitchen, and my 10-year-old, yes, and I continue to learn lessons every day from my kids. My 10-year-old comes in, and he's really into Transformers. So he starts talking to me about Unicron and how Transformers could really be there and really be alive. They just live in the center of the earth and so forth, and going on and on. And I'm thinking to myself, my 10-year-old is thinking Transformers are real. And to me, I'm like, 10 years old, you shouldn't be thinking that. So I keep telling him, I say, hey, come on, Transformers aren't real, you know that? And he goes on with his story, and he's passionate, and he's engaged in it because it's his present. And my perception of his present is that he needs to stop thinking Transformers are real. So I tell him again. And he talks some more and more and more, and just basically talks around me, over me, and kind of does his own thing, but keeps explaining to me because it's so important for him to tell me that Transformers could be living in the middle of the earth. And then I tell him again. And finally he looks at me and he goes, "Dad, I know Transformers aren't real. Could you just let me have this for a little while?" Think about that. That's my 10-year-old saying, "Dad, you're missing the point." So my next one is that I'm, again, with my kid, we're talking, going back and forth, and he was doing something he shouldn't have been doing, and then he was acting, a little younger than I thought he should. So I say to him, after a while, we're going back and forth, I say, "You can't do that." He says, "I want to do this." And then he's kind of upset about it, and I say, "You're acting like a child." And he deadpans me, he looks at me right in the face, and he goes, "Dad, I am a child." So kind of made me step back and think that I wasn't really being present and looking at all the facts, like the fact that he is a child, and he was smart enough to tell me and remind me of that. You see, everyone is at their own place in life, and sometimes people just want to get what they have and be where they are. So why is this important? This is important because I think about when we're in the classroom and we're teaching. Sometimes students will ask us a question, right? And we don't think that question is relevant to the point we're making, and that they should be asking a different question so that they get on point. Where if we just adjust that perception a little bit, go into their present, that might be a sticking point for them, and they might need to have that question answered that seems unrelated to us but so important to them. They just might need that answered before they can move on and answer the bigger question that we're expecting. So we need to be perceptive of what other people's present is. I know we always want to be present, we always want to be there right in the moment, and a lot of times we are. But we are from a center, not a self-centered, I don't want to make it sound like it's a bad thing, but we are from a personal standpoint. And so often our perception does not pick up about other people. So people are all in their different spots. We have to be cognizant of meeting them where they are. And then we have to bring them to us. But often that takes us being a little more perceptive of where they are to begin with. So I thank you for taking the time to listen. I really do appreciate it. Please, if you have any comments or if you have any concerns about perception, being present, or maybe you think I'm off or maybe you think I'm right on, please let me know in some comments. I look forward to any feedback. I live for feedback because really that's the only way any of us get any better. So be purposeful, act with integrity, and remember, always build your character. You have a great day.